basically the first step is you may go here on the top right-hand side on the drop-down menu. And then from here, you'll see the option for Webhook/API token. Now, once you click on that, you'll be routed to this page where you will see two tabs. One is for the webhook. Second is for the API token. Now, the API token, by the way, is what you can use if you are going to integrate reSimpli with another platform. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anthony. So I'll be your mastermind host for today. Today, I will be discussing reSimpli Webhook integration. So basically, it's an automation that you can use within the reSimpli platform to send information directly from your reSimpli account to a third-party platform. So essentially, it's a way for you to like send lead information or lead data from reSimpli to another source, essentially. So I will start by sharing my screen, and then if ever you have any questions along the discussion, you may either send that through the chat here, or you can also unmute yourselves and ask me any questions. Okay. So basically, reSimpli Webhook integration, this is actually a feature that we've added in the system wherein you will have the ability to attach a webhook in reSimpli for you to be able to send lead information or lead data from your reSimpli account to another platform. Now, one of the use cases for this, as I've seen from other users, is that they're using this as part of their notifications for their team. Like they are integrating their reSimpli account through their communication channel, whether it's Slack or any other software that they might want to store their data, essentially. So if you want to have like a backup of all of your leads in the system, or if you want to keep track of the activity of your leads in the system on a separate platform, then you can most certainly use this integration. So basically, the first step is you may go here on the top right-hand side on the drop-down menu. And then from here, you'll see the option for Webhook/API token. Now, once you click on that, you'll be routed to this page where you will see two tabs. One is for the webhook. Second is for the API token. Now, the API token, by the way, is what you can use if you are going to integrate reSimpli with another platform. But the process of that is if you're sending data from that third-party platform into a reSimpli account or into your reSimpli account. Now, the one that I will be discussing today is how you can send lead information or lead data from your reSimpli account to another platform or to a third-party platform. Okay, so of course, the first step is that you will still need to have an active Zapier account or a paid Zapier account, since again, we will be using a premium feature called Webhook. So once you have that Zapier account, you can then go here on this portion on the left panel in Zapier. And how you can generate a webhook is you can simply create a new Zap right here. And then you can hit the Zaps option. So once you click on that, you'll then be asked to set up, you'll be then asked to create a trigger. Now, basically, Webhook is part of Zapier's triggers. So what you can do is click on the trigger option here, which is step 1. And then you may select Webhook right here. Now, once you select Webhook, this option or this section on the right side will appear where you will be asked to select the event. Now, you must always select Catch Hook for this particular process, since again, it will be more organized, or the data that will be sent over from reSimpli will be more organized if you are going to select Catch Hook. Okay. And then from that, you can then select Continue. And then right here under the trigger option, no need to do anything here. Just select Continue. Once you're under the test section or portion here, it will then show you or generate you the webhook that you can use. So for this example, this is the webhook that was generated by Zapier for me. So what I can then do now is copy this webhook and then go back to your reSimpli account and then add that webhook in here. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this webhook that I've recently added. Okay. So what you can then do now is, since you've already copied that webhook, you can hit the add button on the top right-hand side and then add the webhook URL right here under the post URL field. So if you're gonna go ahead and add the friendly name, so you may want to add in So under the friendly name, so what you can do here is you may put the specific or descriptive name of what that webhook or what you are going to be using that webhook for. So for example, if you're using this webhook to like send data from your reSimpli account to, let's say, a Slack channel that you have with your team, so you can put in like reSimpli integration with Slack or something like that. For this particular webhook, there are a couple of triggers that you can actually select to initiate the process of sending that lead data from your reSimpli account to that third-party platform. So currently, these are the available triggers that we have that you can definitely take advantage and use. So, by the way, we are very open to like feature suggestions, especially with our integration feature. So currently, these are the list of triggers that we have in the system. So if you have any other suggestions in relation to like webhook triggers, we will most certainly appreciate that. And you can submit that, by the way, through our support channels, either email, chat, or SMS. Going back to this example, now I am going to select lead marked as qualified. So this is going to be the main trigger that I'll be using. Just gonna go ahead and hit add webhook here. So let me just put in test webhook. Okay. All right there. Now it's already added. Now, since I selected the trigger as lead marked as qualified, so essentially what should happen now is that anytime that I have a lead on the account that I will mark as qualified, that will then trigger the system to send that lead information to Zapier. Now, since we are still in the process of setting up the Zap, what's going to happen now is we're going to test the trigger and see if the information will be sent successfully to this particular webhook. So I'm going to go to one of the sample leads that I have here. So let's say this one. So I have all these information that I want to send over to like that third-party platform that I have. Now, since the trigger that I selected earlier is lead marked as qualified, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now, once I do that, what should happen now is once I hit the test trigger button here in Zapier, it should show me that information for David Reed. If we go back here, so right there, all the data that's under that lead profile is going to be sent over to this webhook. So as you can see, these are all the information that's under this lead profile right here. So these are the list of data that's available, and that will be sent over to the webhook that you'll be adding in your reSimpli account. So from the first and last name, property address, mailing address, the property ID, the phone number. So this one, by the way, apologize for this, but this is something that we need to update. It should say seller phone number, because right here at the bottom part is where you can find the buyer information. If in any case that lead that you're trying to test as a trigger already has a buyer info on it. So going back, so aside from the phone number, we have the email address, the lead status, the lead source, the campaign name, the market that the lead is under, the property info right here. So from what do I call this? The bedroom, bathroom, to the mortgage. So if that's available here, that's also the same information, by the way, that you can see under the property info on the leads profile right here. And then we also have the lead questions. Now, the lead questions is actually referring to the lead intake form, which you can find here at the bottom part, from motivation, price, rental properties, repairs, notes. So these custom questions will also be sent over to the webhook. So right here, as you can see, these are the questions and sections that will be sent over. So another information that will be sent is the team composition. So basically, it will include the team members that's currently assigned to that lead. Now, how you can see this on the lead is you can simply go back to the lead and then go under the team tab right here, which you will be able to then see the team composition, like the team member that's assigned on a specific role. So that will also be included to the data that will be sent to the webhook. So right here. And then offer. So if ever there's already an offer made to that lead or offer information or offer data, that will be included. A list stacking info, which can be found here. Right here, list stacking info. The notes will be included as well. So all the notes that's added to the lead, that will also be included right here. And then, so all of these information will also be available so long as that's already added into the lead. And of course, the action will also say is qualified, since again, that's the trigger that we selected for this particular webhook. Now, just to set your expectation, currently there's only one webhook that you can attach, or you may only attach one webhook to each reSimpli account. So there might be instances that you'll be needing more webhooks, since again, there are a couple triggers that you can also select, which is right here. So that is definitely something that we're looking into, and we'll be raising to our team as well. Now, best use cases for this is what I mentioned earlier. One of the users that I've spoke with before is wanting to like set up some type of automation where any time that a new lead is created on their account, they want their team members to be notified via their Slack channel. So that's actually something that you can also incorporate this particular integration. So you can set up a webhook right here, and you can select the newly created trigger. Or another use case is that if ever you want to create some type of a backup or backup data or backup data for all the leads that will be added in your account, depending on what trigger you will be selecting here. So you may also include that as part of the integration process. So you may integrate your reSimpli account to like a spreadsheet, like a Google Drive spreadsheet, or a Microsoft Excel sheet. So you can also do that with this particular integration. Okay. Um, Let me see if we have any questions right here. Hold on. So we have Daryl Green here. It's my first call. I just signed up. Well, by the way, Daryl, welcome to reSimpli. So the setup was pretty intimidating for me. I don't think that I can do it. Is there help for setting up? Yep. So Daryl, just to let you know, we have an amazing onboarding team that can help you set up your account. So I'll be reaching out to you. I'll send you a calendar link where you can actually book a call with one of our onboarding specialists to help you get started with your account. Okay. And then we have a question here from Charmaine. So can we do it vice versa? For example, from Wix, when buyers sign up, we connect to buyer's profile inside reSimpli. So just to make sure that I got this concern. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to like add any buyers that fills out the form that you have in Wix to be added in your reSimpli account. Is this correct? Okay. So for this one, if in any case it's the other way around. So say for example, you have a Wix website dedicated for capturing buyers. So essentially, we can also do an integration for that. So what we will be doing is we will integrate your Wix website to reSimpli, still via webhook. So we can do that. In fact, we can also do we can do it for seller leads or seller leads website. So if you have a website right now that's not under reSimpli, or it's not hosted within reSimpli, so if you have like a website with Carrot, GoDaddy maybe, so long as that website has a webhook option that we can use to integrate, then we can most certainly connect that website to your reSimpli account. All you need to do and to make sure is that the Zapier account that you have is a paid Zapier account. You may actually just start with the starter plan. So the starter plan essentially is also already works. It has 750 tasks, meaning you can actually send on a monthly basis, you may send 750 leads from one specific Zap. So if you have multiple marketing channels that you're using right now, like paper lead platforms, websites, what else? Cold calling platforms that you're using, or SMS blast platforms that you want to integrate with your reSimpli account to have that efficiency of getting those leads created to your account like real time as soon as they're converted from prospect to qualified lead. So we can definitely integrate those platforms for you via Zapier. So you can start with you can just do the starter plan with Zapier for that. So another question here from Sheila. Hi, just came in. Will Webhooks solve the issue of errors with names, numbers, addresses? We tend to have issues regarding parse data to our reSimpli account from Zapier. Now, for this one, Sheila, just to clarify, what platform are you having issues with in terms of the parse data? Is this a paper lead platform? Got it. Got it. Okay. So yeah, for this one, I would suggest, so usually what I would suggest users, if they have like FHO or need to sell my house fast, yes, we have an available integration for that using email parser. But the downside for email parser is that sometimes need to sell my house fast sends the email notification, or like the email format that they send is not the same every time. So that actually messes up the parsing of the data from Zapier. So basically what we suggest is to set up the integration using Webhook for need to sell my house fast, or most likely all the paper lead platforms, so that you will have a more accurate way of getting those data from that platform to your reSimpli account. So you may send us an email to support@resimpli.com and we'll help you set that up, and we'll go ahead and reconfigure all of your zaps for need to sell and FHO. Okay. And then another question here from Trinity. You're welcome, Sheila. No problem. Another question here is, can you walk us through this scenario, posting three-party data into reSimpli? Can you elaborate more on this, Trinity?
Yeah, man, just third-party data. So any third-party lead source, right? So you were already
Mm,
talking about it before. So basically, like you said, a carrot website, any lead
mm,
forms we have on there. So it's just basically the reverse of what you're already talking about, right? So,
mm,
or buying leads from a third-party source, right? So we need to.
mm.
I was just wondering how to set that up in reSimpli to where no, I guess we're going to generate another webhook, right? And then also for tracking purposes, when the lead actually posts into reSimpli,
Mm,
it's tagged as a Zillow lead or
mm,
a Realtor.com lead or
mm,
a lead from the Carrot website, right? So
mm.
that way, all the leads from all the third-party sources that we have other than generated from a reSimpli website, they all can be tracked through analytics and reporting, right?
Yep, absolutely. So that goes back to how you're going to be setting up your campaigns in the system. So ideally, what we suggest is to have separate campaign phone numbers for each lead sources that you have. So, like for instance, you're getting leads from a Carrot website, and you're also getting
Yep.
leads from a paper lead platform. Then the best way to go about that is by setting up individual campaign numbers for each of those marketing types or lead sources, so that once we create the Zap for you, then we will be able to then map the phone numbers that those leads will be attached to the moment that the automation or the leads are coming in from those sources. And with that, the system will be able to then track which leads are coming from what specific source or campaign.
So each campaign that we set up, we need the unique identifier will be the phone number, if
That's
I'm
correct.
understanding that correctly, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And we need to generate a separate webhook for each campaign. And
Mhm.
then, but we just got to make sure that whatever third party lead source we're using has the capability to post via webhook.
Yep. Not necessarily every time you need to like make sure that they have a webhook. It is advisable to have that ability for them to have the webhook option, because then again, it's gonna be more accurate. You'll be getting more accurate data with the webhook. So there are actually other platforms that just has like the regular integration process. Like for example, Mojo. So if you look at Mojo right here, I think I can also show you that. So let me show you this. So if I add Mojo right here, it will show me that Mojo is actually also has available triggers within Zapier. So instead of just selecting Webhook, I can just directly select Mojo and they will have available triggers right here.
Okay.
So there are instances like that, but most of the platforms that I've encountered so far, that is a lead generating platform, like paper lead platforms or website. Those most commonly are like they commonly use webhooks, which
Yeah,
again,
I mean, That makes sense. I mean, a webhook, it's just an email address, right? So if they're going to email you the lead details to your personal email or a company email, they can email it to the webhook email address as well, right? And then it's going to go to Zapier, and then
Mm,
from Zapier, it's going to post directly into reSimply.
yep, correct.
Can you show us, can you go to the webhook and API token
Sure.
page and show us, walk us through that scenario, right? So instead of us generating it this way as far as an inbound trigger, how do we set up or generate, how do we set up the third party way, right? So is it the
Like
same way?
like sending the data from reSimply to a third party or vice
No,
versa.
no, receiving the lead data like we're talking about,
Mm,
right? So if it's a Zillow lead, right? So
got it.
we're setting up a new campaign in here with a new
Mm,
phone number via webhook from Zapier. Trying to get the lead to post in here and then tag it as a Zillow lead,
mm.
right?
Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be technically the same process. The only difference is that instead of you attaching the webhook to reSimply, you will need to attach that webhook to that platform that you're trying to integrate with Zap or with your reSimply account. So, for example, if it's going to be within Zillow, so you then need to like copy this webhook URL right here and add this webhook in Zillow. And then once it's added in your Zillow account, you will then have to trigger Zillow to send that information to the webhook. And then once you have that information, the next thing that you need to do is under step two is you'll need to select reSimply as the receiving end of this Zap, basically. And then hit the event will be create lead and then map the information accordingly based on the data that you received in that webhook from that third party platform.
Okay. And then what are we doing in reSimply from that point forward? What do we do inside of reSimply for it to continue to work?
You don't need to necessarily do anything once the Zap is already set up, because basically it's going to be like an automated process. Once the webhook is already attached and the Zap is active, anytime that you select that trigger, like in that platform, like for example, the trigger that you set in the platform that you integrated with reSimply is like selected each time that you have a qualified lead. So the process of sending that data or that lead from that third-party platform to reSimply will be automated. So you will then immediately see the leads here under the active leads section, and all of the information that you already mapped under the reSimply action here will be set up accordingly, including the name, phone number, email address, property address, campaign. So that will be added here.
Got it.
Yep. So let me see if I can show you this. So it should actually look like this. So it should show you these fields that you can map based on the data that you will be getting from that third-party platform that you're trying to integrate. So you'll be able to map the first and last name, the phone number, email, the lead source as to what lead source would you like to put that lead into once they're coming in from this particular Zap, the property address, the lead status, where you want to put them, the market, and if you want to mark the lead as a hot lead automatically, once they're sent over to your reSimply account, comment or notes that you want to transition over as well. And then we also have all these custom questions that is based on the custom questions that you have in your account.
And the lead source mapping, that would be that once the campaign's set up,
Mhm.
that would be the field that when you select on that, you would see the Zillow campaign. That's
Yep.
when you would select the, okay.
Yep, that's correct. So by the way, for the lead source, how that works is that if you notice here on my managed numbers page, this is what the lead source is pertaining to on the Zap. So if you're going to select, let's say, internet marketing SEO as the lead source, then most definitely the probate only campaign will show up under that specific field. So let me show you a real-time example right now. Let me just change this real quick. So right here, if I select the lead source as right there, internet
Yeah.
marketing SEO. If I go back here under the campaign, it should show me this probate only campaign. So that means that for this particular Zap, if I activate this Zap and then all the leads are getting sent from this Zap, they will be automatically attached to this probate only campaign.
Okay.
So, okay,
Sounds good.
perfect, perfect. And we have another question here from Major. So Zapier gets expensive for how much data we want to pass into reSimply. Any plans on an API outside of Zapier? So that is something that we're definitely looking into, but is currently not yet available. So I may need to check back with our team regarding this and confirm this with Sharad as well. So far, most of the users that I've assisted in terms of their integration request, I usually just advise them to go with the starter plan because most of the time it works unless you have a lot of zaps that you need to create and you're getting a lot of leads like on a monthly basis, then the 750 tasks for the starter plan will definitely not be enough. So yeah, don't worry. I'll go ahead and check this with our team as well and see where we're at in terms of like the API or open API in reSimply. Okay. And then we have a question here from Mary. So can you show the steps where if a new text is received from a specific campaign from a seller, it notifies the Slack channel address? And the most importantly, does this function with the free Slack account? Now, for this one, I am not entirely sure with on the Slack part if you will be allowed to like create a Zapier integration with Slack if it's a free account. We can definitely try this out as well. Now, if we go back to the Webhook API token right here, now these are the available triggers that we have. So we currently don't have the option to like set a trigger for any inbound text received from a specific seller on a particular campaign. So that this is maybe a good suggestion to our team, Mary. But right now, these are the only available triggers that we can use to like automate a process of notifying our team members via the Slack channel. Okay. So this is something that I will need to like get back with our team and check this with Sharad and see if this is something that will be included soon. Because again, the webhook triggers that we have, this is something that we will keep on improving and keep on adding. So thank you very much for this one, Mary. And then, by the way, just if in any case you have pending integration requests, or if you're just looking to get help with any of the existing integration that you have, where you're getting errors or problems, so please feel free to reach out to us. Just email us at support@resimpli.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with checking it out and configuring the Zap for you, and of course, fixing the Zap for you as well. Okay. Any other questions, clarifications regarding? Yeah, you're very much welcome, Trinity. Thank you for your questions earlier. Appreciate that. I think we're all good. So again, just feel free to reach out to us if you have questions, concerns regarding integration. We'll be more than happy to help you out. And rest assured that if any of your team members are not able to attend this call, this will be uploaded to our help center, and they will be able to watch this recording as well. And of course, you may reach out to us directly about this. Okay. So thank you so much again for your time today. Appreciate every one of you attending this call. And yeah, have a great day, everyone. Thank you very much.